It's Wednesday, July 10th, 2019, and that ringing you hear in the background is all of the hottest wrestling news coming to your front door. Is where
through the phone.
Through the phone, which I'm assuming is where you're listening to this, on your phone. And not a cell phone, a rotisserie phone. That's right. I said rotisserie phone because when you're done, you can eat it. And Allie's laughing. That's how
that's not as dumb of an idea as foldable touchscreens.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Remember the phone that was shaped like a football that every dad had, except mine, because where that would have been was just empty bottles of whiskey because he was an alcoholic?
No.
And this is Pro Wrestling Unscripted. My name is Shannon Young. I'm going to be your host tonight, along with Asa Gray, the 5-star man.
Yes.
Allie, not actually wishing she was here.
Hi.
And the Big D Dalton Anthony.
Yo.
So tonight, I haven't actually looked at the news and notes yet. I don't really know what we're going to be talking about. And let me go ahead
I was going to say, I sent them, Let
me just get on Facebook.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I'm literally looking at it.
Well, somebody was rude and logged me out of Facebook.
Son of a gun.
No, it wasn't me. I opened Chrome, it went straight to Google, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go into incognito mode so my information is not stored on Allie's filthy virus-ridden computer.
If you want to know the kind of filth that Allie Abear goes to, you have to listen to the Patreon.
Yeah.
That's the pre-show. $1 on the Patreon account will get you the pre-show. You can become a patron.
Pay $1 and learn the websites I go to.
Yes.
If your computer was in the Bible, it'd have leprosy.
Wait, wasn't
that's
there?
That's how virused it is.
Wasn't there a Peter in the Bible?
There was a Peter.
I think there was a couple.
Yeah.
Does this first initial H?
I get
it. Oh, you need to spend that $1, folks, because Allie's really pissed off right now.
She is. She gets so frustrated.
It's gonna be awesome whenever your computer just doesn't work anymore because of all the porn viruses Shannon put on it.
He tried to steal my computer earlier.
Oh.
For his arcade.
Oh yeah, he asked me if I had an extra laptop for his arcade. Something wrong? You're looking at your computer all weird.
Well, Lindsay sent me a picture. She's like, "Is this to your mouse?" It's another adapter because So I have this really expensive gaming mouse that I bought, and it's wireless and wired, and I lost the wireless adapter. Okay. So we have found since we moved, because we lost it right before the move, I have found probably 6 wireless adapters. None of them go to that mouse.
One of them goes to something that is the same brand as the mouse.
Yeah, but it won't work together. So suck on me. You know what? That actually sounds worse in retrospect than what Cody Rhodes said.
So this is a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, let's just ignore that. Let's get to the news of the week. First up, we got some sad news. Dalton, wipe that smile off your face because we're getting serious now. Paco Alonso. Please tell me that's how you pronounce that.
I believe so.
All right. Owner of CMLL passed away. That's the first I've heard about it.
No, yeah, it was earlier this week. He longtime owner. He bought it from his grandfather, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of just a very. Chris Jericho posted a really, really touching video on Instagram, and just this was pretty devastating news for. I haven't seen anything follow up about who's going to be filling in or
because how long he owned it for 20, 30 years, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a long time. Jericho worked for him, and
kind of like a Vince McMahon
sort of
scenario where he has owned it for so long.
Sort of, yeah. It's kind of a shame because one of the big stories circulating this was because Meltzer talks about it, of course, after it happened, and one of his things is but if you crossed him, you were dead to him forever. The people who split off and started AAA, family is still persona non grata. Conan, who apparently had multiple times tried to reach out and make amends, but was just shut down because he left CMLL to go to AAA.
I mean, Mexico's still pretty old school when it comes to wrestling. I don't know, and I've never been there at a wrestling show, so I can't figure out if the whole kayfabe thing is still pretty sacred to them.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been there outside of a wrestling?
No, I've never been to Mexico at all.
Okay,
the place fucking scares me.
This is I mean, I like Mexico.
Have you ever been there?
Once.
Oh.
Yeah, in
really?
VR.
Oh, there it is.
I've been to a lot of places in VR. Anyway, moving on.
But yeah,
it's a very sad
story.
Yeah.
That was him. Don't look at me. Yeah, don't
I didn't say anything. I just said I've been to a lot of places.
I know, but
in
we got the Asa look, and I just wanted to make sure that wasn't directed at me because I did nothing wrong that time.
It's always directed at you. Always.
It's typically directed to you.
Yeah, but that time I was innocent.
So that's sad news.
Mm-hmm.
In Are You Effing Kidding Me news, we're not talking about the end of Raw yet. That's coming a little bit later. Wrestle Kingdom is gonna. You mentioned this the other day. Wrestle Kingdom is gonna have a female only seating section.
Yes,
because the men are so grabby handy that it's that big of an issue.
Sexual assault and sexual harassment is so pervasive in Japan and at wrestling shows that New Japan is started this policy because like they know that female fan attendees, like female fans, don't feel safe going to shows because of the likelihood that they're going to be groped.
Yep.
And it's like, and it's not just in wrestling. Like there are like huge issues on public transportation, on buses and trains. So like this is a very, very pervasive problem throughout Japan in general. Apparently, like I didn't know, I was unaware of this until I started reading more.
Oh yeah,
into this story, because at first I was like, wait, I didn't understand it. I was like, that's a weird thing. And then I got like, and then I started reading and like some of those stories about like things that are happening. It's just like, holy crap, that is disgusting.
So it's good
according
that,
to Japan Times, by the way, I just want to mention this. They say that less than 10% of victims come forward.
Yeah.
So
because it's the thing where it's like, what's the point? It's so pervasive that nothing's gonna get done.
It's that, and women have this idea that it's normal.
Right.
Even here, you'll ask a woman, do you get harassed? And they'll be like, not really. I mean, just, getting catcalled and whistled at. And it's like, oh, so you get harassed.
Here's a number of things that are harassment.
Yeah.
And that's one of them.
I really would love, it's just a big middle finger to like the people that do that. It's just like the women's seating is just the first like 10 rows. Those are the like those are all women's seats. All Wrestle Kingdom first 3 rows, all women. That would be the best thing, because it sucks that that has to be a thing.
But it's good.
But it's good that New Japan is like, you know what? We want people to enjoy our show and
not feel like they're gonna get groped.
Yeah, go out of your way to watch. And I know it's not on here, but go out of your way to watch G1 Climax from this weekend. Or the G1,
I thought about doing like G1 recap and stuff, but like it's so fast paced and they do so many matches. Like
it would be better if we just like watch as much as we can, and then at the end of it we'd be like, and this is the stuff we want to watch.
Yeah,
I can tell you the one match you want to watch: Kenta versus Kota Ibushi. Whew, that was a good match. That happened this weekend.
Did he get his eyesight back?
I guess that was kayfabe.
I don't know. The way that's still like I wake up in a cold sweat thinking about that apron.
Yeah, it was real. It was a really good match though. Like Andy was there, and he was just like, "That was the most insane thing I've ever been at." Like he said, it was such a cool show to be there because they were in Dallas.
Lucky duck.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, I didn't use that phrase. I used a couple other.
And he didn't even have to worry about getting groped.
You saw how big Andy is. Like, I think he would just like rip somebody, like Sub-Zero somebody.
Whenever people tell me that there's no problem, because apparently this thing in Japan has been a long time coming. Like they've had this issue for the longest time. They've instituted women only cars to help with stuff like this. But there are people that still like. I was just reading about people that protest, men that board the train and refuse to get off, saying this is discrimination. Like stuff like that. And for anyone that says this kind of stuff doesn't exist, and not just that, but racism, all these different things, the fact that there has to be a women's only section in this wrestling show is not for fun. It's not because,
this isn't special treatment.
This isn't a cute thing. This is for safety.
Right.
Yeah. So
where's the men's only section?
Literally everywhere else.
Right.
It's a wrestling show. Literally everywhere else.
It's ridiculous. Like I want to make jokes about it because it sounds ridiculous that it's still a thing, that people would still do that, but like it's not funny. So it absolutely is terrible that this is a requirement. But like we said, I mean, kudos to New Japan for like actually stepping in and doing something about it and providing and I know this word has such a stigma to it, but like an actual like safe space for women to be able to go and actually be fans, because in the year of our Lord John Wick 2019, Parabellum,
wrestling is for everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone should be able to go to a wrestling show and enjoy themselves and feel like they can go and not have to worry about being harassed or groped or mocked or made fun of for their appearance, sexuality, anything. Like I
know a lot of people that like to tout the legal age of consent in Japan is lower, and they talk about how they're treated with how children are treated more respectfully. Their cartoons are more serious. This is a legitimate argument I've heard. Their cartoons are more serious. The legal age is like 13 and all that. And it's like, yeah, but look at this. Like, you don't think there's a problem? Like, there's very much a problem. It's disgusting.
It's one of the, and like, this is just another kind of example of one of like things that I really, really, it seems to be trending that way, where now we have more people who are doing things to try to be as inclusive as possible. Like you have, like, it's apples and oranges, but like AEW doing the like first ever sensory sensitive show where they like had those gift bags of, you know, hey, like spaces for people to go if like the lights and the sounds and stuff were too much for them. You have a bunch of like wrestlers are very much now, you have way more wrestlers who are out and competing and are also using their platform to vocalize like, hey, not only should the locker rooms be safe for, you know, not just straight people, but also the crowds.
Yeah. And
like you see, you know, there's stories all the time of people getting kicked out of shows for being pieces of shit and being sexist and homophobic and racist.
I
and stuff like that.
myself faced a situation last year where I got a guy almost kicked out because of what he was saying and didn't even hear the people throwing homophobic slurs at me.
Right.
Damn.
So it's like, you know, so you have, you know, wrestlers standing up for it. You have like specific promotions like starting up to be like inclusive, and it's things are trending, I think, in the right direction, but there's still a very, 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 very long way to go.
But I love the argument that just because, so this with the train thing, you know, them getting on the train and saying, hey, this is discrimination. It's like we saw the same weekend of the WWE show, the Saudi Arabia show. Allie, do you remember the women's show? That was on as like a protest or whatever. Yeah. And I remember there were people arguing about how that is like, that's discriminate. That why is it an all women show? Why can't there be men on there? You're talking about, you know, all this, and you're segregating them into their own thing. And it's like, it's funny to me that people make that argument. It's
how could
true. You'll never be able to please everybody.
How could you possibly miss the point so hard?
Oh, sweet baby, look at the people.
Because
look at them.
It's the whole like, oh, if they're treated the same, then I'm not special and I have to be special. So them being treated equally is special treatment.
Why is there black entertainment television? Where's white?
We got the
CW.
Well, I guess the joke was WB.
Yeah.
Or
you could have taken UPN.
UPN. I think UPN was the actual punchline to that.
Was this for black people?
No,
because UPN.
There was a stand-up comedian who talked about like, oh, why can't there? Why if you know? Oh, there's black entertainment television, but you can't have white entertainment television. Like, no, yeah, and it was like one of those networks.
I would say you're reaching real hard. You could have just said NBC.
No,
because like Friends, Seinfeld. You tell me the black people on those shows. Allie, you watched them all. You tell me.
The one with the black friend. That was the episode, right?
Was there an episode called The One with the Black Friend?
It was the 90s. It wouldn't have surprised me.
No.
It was the 90s. I don't know what that means.
Was that Luger or Zandig? One of the two.
Anyway, so that's ridiculous. But here's something that's not ridiculous. Becky Lynch, first WWE superstar to ever be on the cover of ESPN magazine.
Yep.
Ever.
She's on there with...
That's insane. To think of all of the wrestling history that could have been on there.
It started like 98. Charlotte was in the body issue.
She wasn't on the cover.
But she was on the cover. Becky Lynch is the first one to be on the cover, which she's on there with Allison Brie for Glow.
Yeah.
And then also someone pointed out, it's like, so it took them like 21 year, 28? It's 20 something because it started in the 90s.
Yeah.
But it took them that long to get on there, and now they're canceling the magazine in September.
Are they actually canceling?
They're not. Okay, so that's the thing is like there's a lot of headlines that are saying ESPN canceling ESPN magazine, but it's not that. They are just no longer printing it.
Right.
So it'll be digital only.
And it was just because of Becky Lynch too. That's the crazy part.
That's what it did.
The man shut it down. That's how much of a man she is.
Yeah, but that's super cool that like.
I know it's not, and she wasn't in WWE at the time, but I'm pretty sure Rousey was on the cover for like UFC.
She was in the body issue,
but it was body issue. I'm just, and I'm not saying like it's different, but
she might have been on the like if Rousey was on the cover, it was she was not there as a WWE wrestler.
Yeah.
This is the first time a WWE, strictly WWE person is on the cover.
Which again,
and when you consider is when it's baffling because like in the when it started in the 90s,
The Rock, Stone Cold,
Austin, Cena, Roman Reigns.
Guys that are super athletic.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, isn't Roman Reigns, do you have this on there? He's up for some kind of award, isn't he?
So there is like a moment of the year at the... Is it the ESPYs?
It's ESPYs.
Where it's like moment of the year WWE, and there's 4 choices. One of them is obviously going to win because
it's Roman coming back
but it's such a shame because your other moments are like
Becky Lynch and Kofi winning.
Yeah, winning, and then the other one I can't think of what it was.
Zach Ronda Rousey has a job.
Son of a gun, that was good. The other one was Ronda Rousey winning the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
So like, it's one of those things. It's a super bummer because I guess if I had to vote for it, I'm picking Becky Lynch. But one's very much gonna win.
I didn't put it on there just because it was if this was just an ESPY, like if this was like a moment of the year in sports,
and it was Roman, I think that would with them.
Yeah, I think that would have made it. But instead, but since it's kind of segregated to its own category,
so
I didn't.
There is a sick part of me, that wants it to come out that the whole cancer thing, that because they're doing this, it's going to come out now that it was faked and that he actually went and shot the movie or whatever. Only because then I can just completely wash my hands of WWE guilt free and go, nope, that's the one. That's where I draw the line.
I mean, that would happen, but like, there's 0% chance that they would do that.
Because could you imagine? I would like to say, could you imagine the bad publicity and how bad that would be for WWE? But I can almost guarantee after a month, no one would care.
I feel like that's one that's
just the nature of things now, man.
No,
I feel like that's the one that
they'd lose advertisers.
I mean, they would lose.
But I mean, so did Laura Ingraham. So did Sean Hannity.
See, but what has WWE done truly that would be as despicable
as that?
Like I don't even think you could make an argument that them doing the Saudi shows is as bad as
cancer.
That. Yeah,
no, faking cancer for him to go take some time off. Yeah, that would be the worst. And then get his sympathy when he comes back. That would literally be the worst thing they've ever done. And this is a company that, ran the blood shows. This is a company that did the terrible angle in the 90s with Sergeant Slaughter where he was an Iraqi sympathizer. They're the ones that did the Rusev and the Russia thing. Yeah, it's the Playboy Rose blow away diet. Did you ever see that video?
No.
Tell her, Dalton.
Which one?
The Playboy Buddy Rose blow away diet.
I don't remember that one.
I just wanted one I could finally get over on Dalton that he didn't know. So
you're just happy that I didn't know that one?
Do you know who Playboy Buddy Rose is?
I know who it is, but I don't know what you're talking about.
It was in I think it was like the mid to late 90s. It was a fake commercial where Playboy Buddy Rose dumped like powder all over his gut and like blew it off, and that was the blow away diet. It was so dumb, and I thought the only reason they made this was to make fun of him, isn't it? Because he's fat. And I was right. Let's move on. Congratulations to Becky Lynch. Darby Allin, Mick Moretti, Orange Cassidy, and Bandito are going to be in the Battle of Los Angeles.
Yes.
This bowl is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be... I genuinely think that Orange Cassidy loses in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
Like, immediately. But then he will end up doing something that weekend. Like, he'll be on the other shows. But, like... Because Orange Cassidy is one of those things where it's... I get it. It's not for me.
Same.
Like, and it almost makes me mad seeing how good he actually is when,
the match actually starts.
Yeah.
Well, his comedic timing it really is like second to none sometimes. He's that good.
He is amazing. And some of the things he does are hilarious. But like, I have to watch the funny things in clips. I can't, in the context of like the actual match, I can't do it.
Oh shit. By the way, Roman won.
Oh,
I guess it was tonight.
Oh,
okay.
I'm just checking for updates. And it's like Reigns wins first ESPY award for best WWE moment. Hey, congratulations.
Yeah. So like I said, one obviously was going to win.
Yeah.
On the spot.
But yeah, no, like, so I absolutely love watching his matches because, like, for that reason, because, like, yeah, the beginning of it is pretty much funny, but whenever it gets into the actual match, it's really, really good.
Because he's so talented.
Yeah, there's a really good one between him and Colt Cabana that stays comedy the entire time, where Swamp Monster gives him a, like, beer.
Oh, that's the match I watched. And I was so pissed off during that match.
So he's doing, like, arm drags and stuff
in slow motion.
Well, not in slow motion.
Well, because they have to protect the beer.
Yeah, so like he doesn't spill an ounce of beer.
He doesn't,
like the entire match.
Yeah,
like, and it's just one of those things. Like, that is talent.
So the difference between that and what I'm getting mad, because that infuriated me, but only because it's not my thing.
Right.
Compare that to what happened at Raw, which also infuriated me, not because it was just not my thing, because it was fucking stupid. I don't know whose thing that is. I guess there's a couple mouth breathers out there that really enjoyed it, but not for me. Again, that's coming later. It's soon, actually, because we're almost out of stories and we're 20 minutes in.
Yeah, no, this is a very story light week, but there is like a megaton of wrestling to talk about
coming into
like
we're gonna
from
do Raw
weekend.
Recap.
No, you
had it right.
No,
yeah, you got it.
All right, so we got the Raw recap, and then we got like 4 shows to preview.
Yeah,
it's SmackDown.
Oh, and SmackDown.
And
give me another can for Loco. I'm gonna need it.
Wait a minute,
Don't you mean White Claw? You
Well,
fogey.
Wait a minute. White Claw's not gonna hype you up.
But it's alcoholic and it's seltzer water. So, and Four Loko, they nerfed Four Loko. Don't act like that. This little baby dick shit that they got in these Four Loko cans now could compare to what they had in the golden age of 2009.
It gets you messed up.
Let me just say, we had nerfed Four Loko, baby dick shit, and
I stole baby. I'm pretty sure I stole baby dick from.
It's Always Sunny.
Well, It's Always Sunny, but also Warhorse.
Shut up, baby dick.
Oh, baby dick.
What happened to this show? I used to get messages from parents thanking me for how clean it was.
No, you didn't.
Well,
was it Zane?
Don't lie to me.
Zane likes it. The dirtier, the better.
And if he's listening, how the fuck are you, Zane?
Zane's a dirty girl.
He's a cocky boy.
Cocky boy.
Cocky boys. All right, Johnny Impact and LAX are now in free agency
Yes,
mode.
that is. I mean,
That's really big for Johnny Impact, especially. What is the legacy of Johnny Impact? Here's a guy who has been everywhere and done so well, considering that when he started in WWE, he was. I first remembered him, and tell me if I'm missing where he came from originally. He was Eric Bischoff's assistant. That's how I remember him first.
That's not how he started.
But he started in Tough Enough.
Yup.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he started. He was one of the. He didn't win that season, did he?
I don't think so.
Was that the Maven season? Was it the first season?
I think it was second season.
Okay.
Because it was one of those things where like the winner of Tough Enough never amounts to shit. But like, there's always a handful of people from every season that end up doing like
Better.
cool stuff. Yeah.
Like Joy Giovanni. Was she on Tough Enough?
I think so.
She's
No,
a-
she was a diva shirt.
Oh,
search.
she's a psychic medium now.
Oh, good for her. I remember
When
him.
she's not. She says she is, but she very much is not.
I very much remember Johnny Nitro doing like he was like the first person I ever saw do the standing shooting star press.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does he not have every belt?
Well,
Because then he picked up a microphone.
Yeah, and that's kind of where
At the time, at the time,
okay.
at the time, I'm going to clarify that very quickly.
because when he got with the Miz,
Oh, the dirt sheet.
that was
the
incredible.
dirt sheet is still to this day one of the best things WWE I think has ever produced, and
Along
they did
with-
it like almost entirely by accident.
along with Tim White.
Mr.
Oh.
White, that's not wise. Mr. White, that's not wise.
I actually legitimately liked that. I really did.
Allie,
Looking back
I
on
know
it,
we've
bad.
explained it to you. Mr. White, That's Not Wise was an online only segment for a while.
Yeah, it was on WWE.com.
And it was somebody following this referee.
It was Josh Matthews.
It was Josh
wasn't
Matthews.
Yeah.
I say somebody for a reason. And he was following this referee around, making sure that he did not commit suicide.
Even though we did every
episode.
he
Yeah.
would kill himself in a different way. He would like happily drink like rat poison, or there was one where he had a shotgun. And
There was the
it
one like
dark.
he would wander into giant fans that had no cover. Like it was straight up Looney Tunes.
That just reminds me of.
What's the point of that?
Happy
And there was
No,
Death
it start-
Day.
Of what?
Happy
Death Day.
It started
Starring
because
Tim
like
White.
There was a TV
there
angle.
was a TV angle that started that made him depressed.
Oh yeah.
And it like he blew a call or something happened, and it made him so depressed that they made him suicidal. And so yeah, it was. Oh, Mr. White, that's not wise.
Tune in every week to see Tim White kill himself in funny way.
But that was also like the online weekly stuff that WWE did was usually, it was fun because you had like Dirt Sheet.
Yeah, to be fair, I laughed at it. It made me laugh.
No, yeah.
I feel like Santino Marella had one. Crime Time had one.
Oh, Crime Time.
I'm still looking for the Shad Gaspard.
Didn't they have theirs was like the word of the week or
Yeah,
something
the word
like
of the week.
that.
Yeah. Super racist. And
Shad Gaspard's pretty cool though.
I don't have his
met
elite.
him. I met him once.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about when I met him?
Yeah, you were running security.
I was running security at Stephen Barry's.
And he
Didn't
said, "Why aren't you a wrestler?"
Nope. That was some old white guy who didn't know who I was.
Oh,
He asked if I was a wrestler. And I
joke's
said,
on him.
And I said, yes, sir. My name is Randy Savage.
I went to that meet and greet, by the way.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh, shit. So we may have seen each other before we ever knew each other.
likely.
That's crazy.
I still think I have the best meeting Shannon before I knew him.
Which one was that?
It was the pre-release or it was like a midnight release for 2K14, so it was 2013, and you were the asshole in all of the Zack Ryder gear.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck has all of the Zack Ryder gear?
I purposely showed up in the Zack Ryder headband.
Headband, glasses, t-shirt, necklace.
Because Jordan, Logan, and I had gone to an event. I think Louis was there too. And I bought all the gear. By the way, I think the best randomly meeting Shannon actually belongs to Louis. Because we were at Buffalo Wild Wings and we were watching one of the pay-per-views, and it was Ken Kennedy was doing his thing, and I'm sitting back at a table with like me, Lindsay, and my friend Jeremy, and like one other guy, and this obnoxious guy up towards the screen kept doing the Kennedy, and I was like, oh, fuck, shut the fuck up, my guy, and it was Louis. Like, I'm sitting back there just bashing the dude, and I didn't know who it was.
But I was doing the same thing to you to Britt. I was like, who the fuck?
I was going to say, but didn't you guys end up talking that show?
Yeah.
Like, because you guys were just kind of giving each other crap?
Yeah, it was a fun back and forth eventually. But at first, I was just, because I hated King Kennedy. I never got into him. And that whole Kennedy, I hated it.
Yeah, because it was, I want to be clear, it wasn't you just like, you were actively just like shitting on Louis the whole time. Yeah, it turned into just like the banter.
Yeah, no, I was just shitting on random fans for liking wrestling. Let's go, Jeff Hardy. Fucking idiot.
Who are you? Who's this kid?
So where were we? Johnny Impact and LAX. Now before I interrupted you, you were gonna say something.
Oh, so I think this is. I feel like Impact is the wild card. I don't know what to call him now.
Yeah, because it's not Johnny. Because
what's he going to wrestle as on the? Is he going to Hennigan? Like
or Johnny Elite?
See, and that's the thing. Is like I feel like he's kind of the wild card because he could really go anywhere.
Yeah.
LAX, I would be super surprised if they went anywhere other than AEW.
Yeah.
Because especially with like the focus on the tag team division, like I would be very surprised if they didn't end up in AEW. See, don't get me wrong. Like I also would not be surprised at all if Johnny went to AEW, and so he could round everything out as.
Or he could go back to WWE. He could. I'm not saying he will, but he could.
Yeah, he could go back to WWE,
especially NXT.
I know, and that's what I mean. Like he could go to WWE. He could go to NXT. But if he does All Elite, then he could be Johnny Elite. And then, cap off every possible variation of...
I don't know. What sounds better, Johnny Elite or Johnny Next?
They would keep him...
Johnny Entertainment.
I think they would put him back as John Morrison.
Oh, I hated that one. Like, there was just...
I liked it.
Excuse you.
It's just
the Shaman of Sexy.
It's one of those things, they at least changed him so much.
They changed him all the time. His name, especially, like, it was... First it was Johnny Nitro.
It was just Johnny Nitro and then John Morrison.
Did they not have a middle one where it was just John Hennigan?
No, yeah, he went from Johnny Nitro to... So it was Johnny Nitro and he was an M&M.
Yes.
And then he got moved to ECW and won the ECW championship.
And then like that week.
And then the next... So he won it at a pay-per-view because it was the pay-per-view
Benoit.
That it was supposed to be Benoit versus Punk.
That's right.
Benoit no-showed the event, was replaced last minute by Johnny Nitro. They put the belt on him instead of Punk because I think that was the breaking straw for Heyman.
Nope. That was ECW December
December to dismember, you idiot.
Yes, that one.
Benoit was supposed to win the ECW title.
Yes, it was supposed to be him, and then but they didn't put it on Punk, so they put it on Nitro. Then the next Tuesday on ECW, he announced that he was going to start. He was no longer, now that he was a world champion, he was no longer going to compete under the gimmicky WWE name. He was going to compete under his real name, under who he truly was, and from that point on, he would be known as John Morrison.
Which was just basically a Doors ripoff.
Yes, but it was the best Doors ripoff.
I always wondered how they did that slow motion thing. That was always the coolest thing.
Yeah, that was the slow motion hair entrance. Mm-hmm.
That was very cool. Allie, do you know why he was called Johnny Nitro?
No.
Dalton, tell her.
Do you not?
Is this part 2?
Oh my God, are you just gonna... All right, did you just go on Wikipedia today?
No, I knew this.
Okay,
it's because he was Eric Bischoff's assistant,
Nitro.
So he was sucking up to him, and he called himself Johnny Nitro.
Oh, I genuinely thought you were being a dick. Like you just didn't want to tell Allie. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Air high five. Me and Asa.
Oh my God. Okay.
The way you said it made me think you were being shitty about it, and I was like, wait.
No, the reason I got shitty is because he's like, "Oh, we're going for 2 tonight." So now, like, I'm like, this motherfucker's been on Wikipedia all day, just being like, "I'm gonna get this fucked."
The most obscure random fact.
Allie, do you know where Roddy Piper got his jacket?
From Ronda
A
Rousey.
store.
I like his more.
That Roddy Piper got his jacket from Ronda Rousey?
Yeah. Isn't that what happened?
I think so.
She's a time cop.
I think so. Oh, do you remember that movie? Anyway.
We have a shot at not going 2 hours tonight. I want to point that out to you.
Okay.
It's his fault.
You also, because it was one of Van Damme's best.
Jesus Christ.
And like, this is in the wind down of his career, really. You know?
Yeah.
You have a correction from last week about Mike and Maria.
Oh, yeah. So we talked about them signing new contracts and then revealing that Maria was pregnant.
That didn't happen?
Apparently, they didn't know either.
So
they didn't find out until...
they signed the contract.
Because turns out a lot of people were being, like, didn't think it was as, like, awesome as we did. Like, people were being real shitty to, especially Maria, about it.
The angle?
Yeah. No, about them.
Oh, them getting pregnant.
And she's like, no, I told them when I found out, and then I go to my job, and then I take maternity leave. which is a thing, not nearly as good as it should be. But that's a Tuesday
different show.
That's another.
We have a shot at 2 hours or
but
2 hours.
But I wanted to clarify for anyone who like heard that story and thought that was no. Apparently, like they are saying that they did not know before they re-signed their contracts, and then they found out that she was pregnant again.
Yeah.
Damn it, that was a way better story to me.
I mean, that's a cooler story of them just like, yeah, absolutely, 5 more years, baby, here we are.
But I also feel like there is hopefully something in line for Mike and Maria at this point, because they went from not being on Raw at all to being all over Raw.
To wishing they weren't on Raw?
Well, that too. I love Maria. I've always loved Maria. Even when they gave her the dumbest shit to work with. Like
her husband right now.
In my head of standout dumb moments in wrestling, one I always go back to is when she did an interview with Carlito. And he's eating the apple, and he asks her if she spit or swallows, and she says, "What, apples? I swallow." And the crowd's like, "Yeah!" God damn.
But do you remember someone on Reddit just recently posted the turn where she revealed that she was like smarter than everyone in the room?
Yeah.
The trial
playing the idiot.
The trial of Eric Bischoff or whatever.
Yeah.
Where Foley was the judge. Undertaker was the judge. Foley was the judge.
Foley was the judge.
Okay, yeah.
They wouldn't have let Taker do that.
Yeah, well, because wrestlers. I'm thinking wrestlers court.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted to clarify that, like, not if some, because that's the kind of thing. Like, if we report something, and it turns out, like, especially rumors like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like talking about like rumors a lot, but some weeks that's all we got.
Ace is tired of rumors starting. I don't remember the rest of the song. That's the only part that I remember.
Oh, you don't know that? The most important part.
No.
Who sings it?
Fuck, I don't know.
Okay.
It's Lindsay
Lohan.
Oh, that's why I don't know. Why would I listen to her under 2 hours?
So there was I don't remember who it was, but it was on Raw. It may have been Zack Ryder was like singing along to that Lindsay Lohan song, and it was like another in the long line of poor Zack Ryders.
Did you ever hear Zack Ryder's song Hosky?
Oh yeah,
I have it on my phone.
Yeah,
it's his ringtone.
It's so bad. Like it's not bad in a fun. Like remember
it's bad in an amazing fun way.
The Jillian Hall
Christmas album.
Fuck
yeah,
that was a fun bad. The Zack Ryder Hosky song was just like I'd rather listen to Chills.
That's not true. At least there was some charm to it.
Chills can be charming. Okay, 2 hours.
That's what we're aiming for, right?
Let's talk about Monday Night Raw.
Oh, can we?
This is the show.
Paul Heyman has taken over Monday Night Raw. It's amazing. Look at how amazing.
It's happening.
The Monday Night Wars at its peak are back, and Heyman is in charge, clearly.
Oh, did you not get the memo?
Mm-hmm.
It's Paul F. Heyman. It's a different Heyman.
It's a different.
It's not Paul E.
Oh, it's different Heyman.
Yeah,
oh.
it's Paul. That's why this show is God.
It says Heyman.
Awful.
It says Paul Heyman.
It says Paul Heyman on the contract, but it's not Paul E. Heyman. It's Paul F. Tompkins.
It would have been a way better show. I would have at least laughed in some parts.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where to start on Monday Night Raw because so much of it was a train wreck. First off,
I got notes.
We haven't really devoted enough time to how much we hate the no wrestling during ad breaks thing.
Oh, horse shit. Every week since.
Was it the show I missed? Okay.
You didn't. We spent a good minute on it.
It gets worse and worse.
Oh, and he wasn't there that night.
It's become so predictable. Yeah, I think that was during my move, so I was exhausted.
Oh, no, that's not. Yeah.
Asa, hit me with the notes and let's go from there.
All right, so let's start off with how Raw started.
Okay.
We had the first ever in WWE history, mixed elimination match. I don't even know the words to put because holy shit.
I'm leaving.
Okay, so
I'm leaving now.
You don't allow intergender wrestling.
Yeah.
But it's an elimination mixed tag match of Seth Rollins and the man Becky Lynch against Andrade and Zelina Vega.
Which, by the way, on paper sounds amazing.
All 4 of these people deserve the world.
Yes. I am a huge fan of everyone here.
They deserve so much more than to have to try to figure the fuck out how. Okay, so when Becky pins Zelina, is Becky also eliminated? But she stayed on the apron. So what happens if Andrade pins Rollins? Is it a draw? Does Becky have to then wrestle Andrade in a
I have a footnote.
I get you have to do. You don't. You don't have to do this.
You did wrestling for so many years without doing this.
But so, we need the commercial break. Which, by the way, this was the longest match. There were 10 matches on Raw. So, there were 10 matches on Monday Night Raw. This one went 14 minutes. It was double the length of the next longest match, and then every other match didn't crack 5.
So here's what I don't get about this advert thing, where they're like, "Well, they got to get the ads and stuff." Didn't they already have ads? Did they bump the ads up or something? What am I missing?
No, they're not wrestling during commercials.
Well, I know, but people keep saying, well, they got to get the ads in and stuff like that. But they already had ads. It's not like
it's
they used to wrestle during commercials. So, like, why did they change it?
We talked about this. It's because in real sports, they don't continue to play the game. In when you're watching an NFL game and someone calls a timeout and the play stops, that's when the commercials go live.
But this is wrestling. Like, this is how it's been forever.
Yes.
Everybody at this table is aware. Even Allie.
Like, I swear to God, I'm not doing a bit right now. I am trying to understand why. Is it just because of the Fox deal?
No, because Vince thinks that it's other sports don't do this, so wrestling should be perceived as a real sport.
But he's pushed away from sports for so long. That's what I'm confused about. They specifically took out the term wrestler. They call it sports entertainment. Like, why the sudden shift? Was there an ad thing where they're like, we're not making enough money on ads?
Because sports get credibility. Vince desperately wants to be in the mainstream. He desperately wants to be in the mainstream. So, and this is his chance to try to be presented as a real, quote unquote, real sport.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating because it was sudden. There was no explanation other than literally when I heard, Vince just kind of went nuts and decided to do it. I thought, there must be a better reason than that. Yeah. And there's not.
There's
literally Vince went nuts and decided to do this.
And on Monday Night Raw, where they already have such a problem with like
pacing,
entertainment value, I guess, pacing especially, that they have just shot pacing in the back of the fucking head, execution style.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, pacing is Old Yeller.
2 out of 3 falls matches ending in 10 seconds. It's terrible.
And it's so predictable too.
Yeah.
It's predictable. It's horribly predictable.
Let's see.
They're going to give Simon Miller a fucking heart attack.
There's going to be so many downs.
They're going to give me one. Rey Mysterio made his return. Lost
did he!
Lost to Bobby Lashley in legitimately 55 seconds.
Rey Mysterio, who came out and said, I exceeded doctors' expectations. I'm here and I'm issuing an open challenge, which in anyone else or any other night would have been the start of something good for Rey Mysterio. He's back early. He's open a challenge. Great match. No, Bobby Lashley kills him.
Instead, Rey Mysterio. They feed him to Lashley, who desperately needs wins to build credibility. Because he's about to get, his shit kicked in by Strowman on Sunday.
Yep.
Let's see. What else was there?
This is the part of the show where all of we only get one F words are clearly out
There's some good things. So. Like, there are some good things that happened as well, which I'll get to.
Yeah, the show ended.
There was one specific thing that I did really enjoy, but that's coming in a minute.
I need to know what that is because I need hope.
We got the Bayley and Nikki Cross match.
That was not.
No, they had the beat the clock challenge.
Yes,
which someone on Reddit had a
super awkward interview where they did the side by side interviews.
Yeah,
never was a fan of those.
They did someone on Reddit made a really good point of like beat the clock challenges should be local talent. There is no reason Sarah Logan and Dana Brooke have to lose in 2 minutes. Like, okay, clearly you are on such another level that they are so far beneath you that of course you're going to beat them.
Yeah.
But let's see who can beat their opponent first. The idea that I had originally for it is if you're going to do a beat the clock challenge, so if Bayley had lost to Sarah Logan gets added to the match. If Nikki Cross loses to Dana Brooke gets added to the match.
Yeah.
To make it at least a little bit competitive.
Or why not make
because Corey Graves even said on commentary. Because, like, Renee Young is like, we wonder what time she's going to beat her. And he was like, what happens if Sarah Logan beats Bayley?
Yeah.
And make the matches longer.
And then
there's no reason that they shouldn't have had
You have to worry about the
commercial break.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Because those always end up being speed runs. And then Bayley attacked Nikki Cross, which was kind of like, I think they're kind of moving away. Like, they're trying to keep Bayley face, but they're trying to give her character a little bit of an edge. Especially considering, like, compared to this time last year in her feud with Alexa Bliss. But it's making Nikki Cross more likable.
Yeah.
I thought Nikki Cross was the face.
Yeah, that's
legitimately.
But so Nikki Cross is now going to be in it's a 2-on-1 handicap match because the winner of that got to choose the stipulation for the Bliss Bayley match. Cross wins, and now it's going to be a 2-on-1 handicap match. And it was revealed that if Cross or Bliss beat Bayley, then they become co-champion.
So they're losing.
What? No. You're crazy. Raw superstar Alexa Bliss will become SmackDown Women's Champion. Co-champion with Raw superstar Nikki Cross.
Wild card.
Cocky boys.
We'll go to the thing that I liked because then you're going to get real mad. While I didn't like the fact that Gallows and Anderson are just full on just
JTTS
lost to Ricochet in under 2 minutes each.
Yeah.
I liked the beatdown afterwards. and like the tease of AJ was going to hit this middle rope
and just dropped him.
And then when Ricochet stood back up, like, okay, let's go. And the thing that I really liked out of that is the way that they held him up for the phenomenal forearm, where they had like stretched his arms out so he couldn't actually like slump down.
Yeah.
Like they were just holding him out, but they gave themselves enough distance that they didn't have to worry about like AJ running into them.
Right.
I thought, I don't know what it was. There was something about it that I thought looked really cool.
I other than the fact that I didn't like them losing to Ricochet so quickly.
I hated that.
I thought it was a good angle. I thought it made Ricochet look really good, which Ricochet they've done a pretty good job with, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Really looking forward to that match on Sunday.
It's going to be great.
That's going to be awesome.
Also, I know we're jumping ahead, but on SmackDown, did they announce Cesaro versus Aleister Black?
Yes.
2 matches already that I'm legitimately psyched for.
Yeah, those are going to be stupid, which we'll get to that here in a second. And then finally,
skipping the Mike and Maria stuff that littered the show
of just she's pregnant, she has weird cravings,
she hates him,
and she hates him and says that maybe you're not the father. Like, so are you admitting that you cheated, or are you just? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Like, it's almost like it's a game. It's like, did I cheat on you? Did I not?
Did the ghost get me pregnant?
There's a video, but we're not going to show it till next week.
It's clearly edited.
Yeah. Is it on that Peter site we were talking about earlier?
Oh, HP?
Yeah.
This is the
Chamber of Secretion.
This is the thing that is like, this was.
Don't give me that look.
You were upset at this at the level that I was upset at the Mandy Rose luring Uso into the hotel room. Because
we're talking about the Shane Drew?
we got the tag team match. They issued Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre issued a challenge to Roman Reigns to find a tag team partner by the end of the night, and whoever he could find, and then they would have a tag team match. And so it was, them throughout the show, them talking to various people like concession workers and like stuff like that. And then they started to talk to this janitor. His name was Gary? Yeah. No, Gus Garbutt. Gary Garbutt?
I don't know.
I just remember it was I just remember Garbutt.
Yeah.
So they're on camera. This is happening in front of a live camera.
Yeah.
And they're talking to this gentleman.
It's the part that I'm going to be like, what?
And they're talking to him, and they're like, hey, I know this is going to be, you want to make $500?
$5,000.
Oh, $5,000.
Yeah, because at the end of the show, I legitimately felt bad for this janitor.
Because he's like, you want to make $5,000? It's like, sure. All you got to do, so you be Roman Reigns' partner. You won't have, all you have to do is stand on the apron. You don't have to do anything. And because this is going to turn you, like, all of your, like, to keep it hidden that you've earned all this money, we're going to put a mask on you so no one out there will know that it's you.
So see, whenever,
and then he agrees.
Save the ending. So let's go from there first.
So I watched it, and it's one of those things like, the way that it was presented was Drew was being a dick. Like, Drew was just being an asshole. And he was just like, put a mask on, though. Like, as like, it would be like if, like, you did it to me. Just be like, you're like, I don't like looking at you, you should put a mask on. Like, because that's what it was presented at. So it's one of those, like.
That's not how I took it, even remotely.
I have to watch it again, but it's pretty much like, because Drew said, put a mask on. And then Shane was like, to like save face to get this guy to agree to it. He was like, yeah, we don't, like, it was very much, he was backtracking. To like not make it look like this was just a complete joke.
Either way,
that's not how it, like, that makes it way better, but that's not how it landed for me.
So
I will go back and rewatch it as well, and we can maybe bring it up like next week or something. But
I think we're skipping over some of my favorite parts, being that like it was a challenge. Roman, find a partner to fight us, but Shane and Drew found the partner, and not only did they find the partner, they interviewed Roman. Charlie Caruso, and was like, so do you know who your partner is? He's like, no, do you know who it is? And then like got offended at the question or something and kicked her out like he was keeping it a secret. But he didn't pick his partner. Shane and Drew did. It made no sense. And then if you thought, well, this couldn't make any less sense, then the match happened, and then quite possibly, and I'm going to put this down now. I'm putting my money on the table. This is the dumbest thing that 2019 will offer us.
To be fair, started as one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
This could have been so awesome.
This could have been star making.
Because it was like clearly like, oh, this isn't, the janitor with a limp.
Wait a minute.
This is someone of supreme athletic ability. Someone of, I thought it was Stokely.
I would have lost my mind.
He tweeted about like, people keep asking me if that was me under the mask. That just made me giggle. But so it's because all of a sudden out of nowhere, again, by the way, just, spoiler alert, this match lasted less than 3 minutes.
Yes.
he's hitting these like handspring back elbows. He hit the Judas effect. He hit a suicide dive on both. Don't flip me off. That's the name of the move, Dalton.
He hit a back
I'm sorry.
elbow.
I'm a great commentator, and I know the name of moves.
He didn't know anything tonight.
You don't even know like any moves.
You don't know any Lindsay Lohan
And you're a
songs.
wrestler. You should know moves. You don't.
Just the
And you have bad taste in music.
So, but then Shane, I'll let you take away because, oh, holy shit. Like, whoever's under this mask is like cleaning house.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And he's gaining all this great momentum.
For about 45 seconds, he was tearing the place apart, and you thought, oh, this is really cool. And then Drew McIntyre hit one Claymore kick, the only move that the janitor took, and pinned him.
It was a finish, though.
He pinned him in one move.
It was a
a
finish, though, yeah.
But like, and then what made it even worse was that the mask comes off. It's Cedric Alexander. And him and Roman are smiling at each other like, oh, we got him.
We got one up
what
on
the
you.
fuck did you get? You lost the match.
Yeah, that's my thing.
No one will look dumber than Cedric Alexander during this night. No one. For the rest of the year. They can't look this dumb. You lost the match. You got hit with one move. You failed. You embarrassed yourself. Smiles. We got him.
Oh,
Fuck.
And this could have been so, like, if they had just, like, what should have happened, and again, this is armchair booking. This is, 2020.
This is
hindsight.
intelligent booking.
If they had put, instead of Shane, if it had been if it had been Drew and Elias against Roman and partner, and then, because Elias, I don't think has a match.
No, he could have
at Extreme Rules. If you had Cedric pin Elias out of nowhere,
pull the mask off, and it's Cedric.
Then you have the huge moment of, there's a built-in feud there of Elias versus Cedric.
Yeah.
Then you have Cedric with a legitimate win for the first time on Raw instead of just being like in the party patrol trying to chase down
Drake Maverick
in the 24/7 match. But instead you have him eat one move. And that's the thing, is like, I don't even mind that he got pinned off of one move. It was the sheer elation that they got that they closed the show with.
Well, no, that's probably why I was upset about it too, more than anything, was like, why you took one move for the pin and then you acted like you just won WrestleMania.
You won the match.
Yeah. Like, who did this serve? Who did this serve to help? It didn't help Cedric Alexander. He looks dumber than anybody. It didn't help Shane or Drew. They won. It didn't help Roman. He lost. This was pointless.
That would have been an amazing way to reintroduce Cedric onto the main Raw roster, because they've done nothing with him other than the 24/7 stuff. So
he had one really good match with Cesaro.
I love the description at the end of the 411 Mania review. It says Reigns runs off Shane and Drew, and then Cedric unmasks like the plan worked all along, but it failed, and Roman exposed his buddy as a failure. Roman is a shitty friend.
Oh, it's the John Cena thing again.
Oh no!
Everyone comes out to save John Cena. Cena doesn't save no one.
It was bad. It was insultingly bad. And the real problem with this is, so you told me last week Paul Heyman took over, right? So we're fucked.
I said everybody thought Paul
you.
Heyman.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I looked at you
and pointed at me.
I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, like, the internet last week was all a buzz about how Paul Heyman. There
were 3 things that happened that felt kind of different.
They fixed Raw, and then this is like, if this is Heyman's vision, then Heyman is blind.
I'm gonna steal one of my favorite community bits. I hate to say I told you so, so I'm gonna scream it through cupped hands. I told you so. Like, no. Hopefully, so the rumor is that Bischoff is going to take over for SmackDown after Extreme Rules.
I'll be better,
because that's where most things are going to be.
Please be better.
Please be better. Cleaned up and done. Hey, speaking of SmackDown, wasn't nearly as atrocious. Although there was a thing that made me irrationally mad. Did you see the Kevin Owens pipe bomb?
I read about it where he said that no one likes Shane, and Shane's
no
taking
one
up
likes
all the
Shane.
attention.
Shane should be Shane is taking up spots that belong to people like Apollo Crews, Liv Morgan, Asuka, AOP, Buddy Murphy, Kairi Sane.
Why would Kevin say that?
Because he's turning face.
Yeah.
I know, but I was like, why now? Like,
because he's had enough.
So this is the pipe bomb.
Because he keeps seeing it.
This is real.
Yeah, no,
this is real.
Well, Shane came out came out and started to cut the mic. Oh, hey, there's more than one mic, you idiot. And then he continues his promo, and then Shane's like, nope, okay, cut all the mics. And then he grabs Saxton's headset off.
I love
and
that.
Starts screaming into that to get on TV. Now, this proves how damned good Kevin Owens is.
Yeah.
That delivery was incredible. This was one of the best promos he's ever cut in WWE. I loved that. I would have loved it so much more if it wasn't the friggin' hackneyed, tired, worked shoot. oh, he's not supposed to be saying this, as we continue to cut back and forth shots of him and Shane. We keep him on camera. Oh, this mic's still up. Oh, we're still going to focus this. Oh, we're going to immediately post it on the official social media channels.
I don't like that.
We're going to immediately post it. We're going to get right by you. We're going to post this on YouTube. We're going to post this everywhere. Kevin Owens was not supposed to say this.
Well, they can't stop him.
It's my same complaint of the unsanctioned matches. Of just like, oh, no, we want nothing to do with any of this. Please, don't look at this picture. Don't look at it as I'm smashing the phone into Dalton's face. Like, I hated it. And it also does the thing that we always criticize, like the NWO did, of you're shitting on your own product.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You are absolutely pointing out, this thing that no one really wants to see and has been taking up a lot of TV time that probably it doesn't need to. But you're also like, are you bragging about someone pointing out how bad you are at this?
Yeah, it's like when they came out and said, look, we know the show's been terrible. We promised to fix it. It's like that, but now angled.
What, 7? Was that December, January, November?
Hell, it could have been yesterday for all I know.
Yeah,
it did not
time kind of
last
flows
long.
together.
It's only been about like half a year.
Yeah.
For when that happened. And now they're already like having to run a story of, no, we get how much you hate this. Oh,
and maybe this is just the way that they get rid of Shane finally.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe it's legitimately Heyman and Bischoff are in there now. They are like, okay, you guys made a mistake with Shane. We need to get him off. This is a chance to push Owens. We'll have Owens go out and say this stuff.
Maybe this will be the SummerSlam match. Like,
yeah, and this is Owens' big moment.
Shane gets another stupid, crappy, shitty win at Extreme Rules over Undertaker and Roman Reigns. But you have Owens be the one to bring him down at SummerSlam.
And give him the giant rub.
This is in the middle of the Roman feud.
Right.
That Owens comes out of nowhere and starts running down Shane. Mm-hmm. And then stuns him at the end of the night. This
is just nepotism. This is nepotism. Like the
storyline they're telling, yes.
I'm just thinking is this Shane's nepotism or Vince's nepotism?
It would be
Vince's nepotism for sure. Yeah. Just by definition. But what I'm saying is, like, is this Shane going, hey, I'm this good that I can do this? Or is Vince going, I think you're what we need? Or is it a combination of the two?
I don't know. It's nothing goes on. Nothing that we see happens without Vince's support. So I kind of think it's probably more Vince than Shane.
I think it's time that we start isolating Vince in a room when he watches Raw and show him old videos.
Shane's not
what
bad
he wants
as a
to do
heel.
with Hogan.
He's not bad as a heel. He's taking up he's on literally every show.
He's not an ultra heel.
I'm waiting for him to show up on NXT.
They're treating Shane McMahon like goddamn Shannon Young in CCW. We don't need him every 5 seconds. Get him off TV.
We're on YouTube, buddy.
Not well, sort of.
So yeah, that bothered me probably more than it should have. I would have had it be like have him do like a Twitter rant or like put it on social media. And then
show that on Raw and SmackDown over and over again.
No, but ignore it on TV. Like, have him mention, like, he can even talk about, like, hey, you've made, like, you can have Shane, like, suspend Owens for the night. Hey, you said some stuff that was super online, like, out of line on your social media account. You refused to delete it when we told you to take it down. Kevin Owens is suspended until, like, further notice. And then at the end of the night, have Owens come out and stun Shane.
So I believe that's better, but I also you're dipping into that territory that we hate of, okay, you have to also check this other thing out to carry the storyline.
And I agree, but I think Twitter is way easier to watch him go on a 2-minute video rant
than have to follow a whole show.
Than have to follow 160 episodes of Being the Elite.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have
or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, like, that's... Again, like, and you're not wrong, and I agree with that. Like, I'm not saying this is a perfect way. It's just, but it at least would have been different.
Yeah.
Instead of,
and
again,
more realistic. Yeah.
And we're actively keeping the camera on you, and your mics are live. Oh, he's pro. The sound guy can't figure out how to cut the mic. Oh, I don't know. Why are you yelling at me? Oh.
I'm going to ask a question. I'm not being antagonistic. Did you like the CM Punk's pipe bomb promo?
Yeah. Because it was the first time that we've really seen something like that.
It was original.
No, I'm asking. Like, that's...
Well...
And there was
I mean, and throughout the 90s, you'd have stuff like Brian Pillman, something Booker Man. Like, you'd have like those promos, and then you would have like Austin at ECW. But now you're comparing apples and oranges because this is WWE.
I'm thinking Paul Heyman when he ranted on Vince about how you stole my ideas.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
okay, so it wasn't the first time that we've seen it, but there's a different
style where he just sat there and aired his grievances.
But also, and similar to the Heyman one, this one felt genuine. and like organic. And it's like people who know in air quotes, know CM Punk know that these are legitimate gripes that someone like that could have.
Yeah.
And so there was that air of, how much of this is like...
How much is real?
Like, how much of this could be. Whereas this...
It's more like Roman Reigns and John Cena.
It's like you said, why is Kevin Owens the one who now suddenly has had enough with Shane?
It's like when Roman Reigns came out and talked about John Cena burying people with the golden shovel and stuff. It's like, why are you saying this?
Right.
Like, you have no beef with John Cena. There's no deep-seated hatred between you and John Cena.
You're getting the shovel in 2 weeks.
Right, yeah. The shovel it's
You're just being impatient.
It's inscribed with your name on it now. Here it is.
You know how much it took to scrub Cena's name off of it just to engrave yours?
And it was one of those stupid-ass spinner shovels. So the shovel would just spin around. You could never actually dig with it. It was so stupid.
And like I said, like the promo itself was fantastic. His delivery was absolutely killer. It's just I didn't. Yeah, I wish it's just a trope at this point, which is a bummer because this should feel special.
So point is that that WWE this week was just a down. Give it a down.
SmackDown was way better than Raw.
Still a down though. Somewhere in the middle.
I'm not going to say it's down at all.
Cesaro versus Aleister Black.
Yeah, we got
my God.
There was supposed to be a sit-down interview where Aleister Black was finally going to be revealed who his opponent was. The person no-showed the interview, like the chair, like opposite, like because they did this split screen. And then so Aleister starts to cut a promo, and then someone who you can't see starts walking around the chair and eventually sits down. It pans up, and it's Cesaro in a suit, but still wearing his mouth guard, which was weird.
But Black Cesaro,
they weren't playing it off like Black didn't know who it was, were they?
Yeah, no, he had no idea.
Well, didn't he knock at the door a couple weeks ago?
No one was there.
Well, I thought he opened it and saw who it was and smiled.
No, he smiled because someone knocked.
Oh, okay.
He was just excited. He was just excited that someone had knocked. He never got up and like opened.
He never saw who it was.
No, he it was literally at the end, the very end of that promo. There was and then the smirk, and then it cut away.
That's very polite of Cesaro to literally knock.
And then
he's
Swiss. Yeah, they're very polite.
And then he said like they pointed out that the contract was signed. He still didn't he didn't know who his opponent was, and he was like, no, that's smart. I would do this. So kudos, but it doesn't matter. Whoever you are, I'm going to defeat you, and that's when Cesaro came in. And again, that match, holy shit.
Turns out it's not Cesaro. Cesaro just came to talk.
Now it makes more sense that Cesaro's been getting random wins over nobodies over the last couple weeks.
By nobodies, he means No Way Jose. Like exclusively almost.
He didn't even beat him.
He did in a minute and a half on Raw.
Oh, yep. I thought it went to a no contest.
That was last week.
Beat the hell out of him.
Nope, he beat him and there's like a minute and a half.
He's been beating the hell out of No Way Jose for a while now.
Poor guy.
Ramblin' Rabbit showed up behind Bailey on SmackDown.
He keeps dying. He keeps coming
Bailey
back.
had my favorite tweet of the week, I think, of screw it, put that thing in the match too.
Man, they really need to pull the trigger on this Bray Wyatt thing.
Yep, because we're not getting any more Firefly Funhouses, and I'm getting itchy. I'm getting real nervous about how this is going to go.
I like the build up that they keep having the characters appear and without mentioning it, or did they mention it? Did the commentators go like, "Oh no, there's Abby the Witch"?
It's just a thing for the fans to catch.
So that's cool.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified that it's going to he's. Why is the Undertaker at Extreme Rules? Why? Why is he teaming with Roman Reigns?
So Goldberg's not his last match?
I mean, that's what we want to think. But
you think he's going to fight Ramblin' Rabbit?
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is going to be the Fiend's return.
So
but I don't want to see it. If it means that the Fiend, Bray Wyatt,
gets over on
puts away the Undertaker for good.
Yeah.
Okay, here's how it has to go.
Then okay.
It can't be a match. It literally has to be a one-time angle. He comes out and literally kills the Undertaker. He has to obliterate him. He has to beat him with a hammer. Undertaker has to be taken out like literally on a stretcher or in a coffin or something, and then we never hear from the Undertaker again. That's the only, if he lays a beat down and then they have a match, even if Bray Wyatt wins, it's not the same impact. Bray Wyatt has to come out, obliterate the thing that was him.
It's wrestling. It has to be a match.
It can't be for this time.
That level of violence has to happen in the match, though. Like, I'll give you that, but it is professional wrestling. It has to be a match. The Undertaker is not going out without a final match.
See, and that's what I hate, because Undertaker will
Except they're not going to do that, by the way, because WWE has been teasing Undertaker and Sting pictures.
No.
And I don't know when the next Saudi show is, but...
No,
right.
I thought Sting couldn't. I thought he literally couldn't.
Well, then he saw the number of zeros, and all of a sudden...
All right. I think I got one more.
Can't is just a can't is a 4-letter word.
So I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm not trying to be offensive. I thought Sting was a hardcore Christian.
Born again, yeah.
Oh, no, you're right.
Like, so is Shawn Michaels, but I believe Sting more than Shawn Michaels because Sting seemed pretty dedicated to it.
I mean, after
I'm not going to say it because, like,
and I don't want to doubt the man's faith because that's offensive.
Line,
and I don't want to do that. But like, if Sting takes a money match from Saudi Arabia, like, holy shit, that's awful.
You better make a church.
It would be a pretty like crazy, you know. And I know again, I'm not going to go for it. It's fine. There was a really good match between Nakamura and Finn Balor.
I'm legitimately surprised he was still employed. I'm not being joking. I didn't know Nakamura was still there.
Oh, he did the two sweeted the IC title a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Nakamura did.
Yeah, because they literally asked like, Finn, what's next for you? And Nakamura comes in and two sweets the title. Nakamura also does an interview. I don't know if this was on Smackdown or if it was just like an online only, but he talks about like no more tag team. You're not forgetting about Shinsuke type deal. This match was really, really good. My other theory is that Nakamura wins. This match happens before the United States Championship match. Balor helps AJ, and then AJ and the club help Balor go after Rollins. And that's going to be your SummerSlam feud.
But then Balor's just in a background. Well,
no, Balor would be going after the Universal Championship.
Oh, I thought you meant AJ would be going after.
AJ has the United States Championship.
Oh, okay, I'm putting pieces.
And then you have Summer of the Club. And then hopefully
Bobby clubs.
Oh, fix the weather, Bobby. I don't know if you listen to this or not, but fix the weather.
Remember when Shinsuke and AJ Styles they had that match, and then at the end it was literally AJ just kicking him in the dick.
Dalton's favorite match?
That was real fun. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, are you talking about the last man standing?
Yeah, and he just kicks him square in the dick.
That was not meant to be funny. Like, I know they didn't write that to be funny.
They went for gasps, not laughs.
But yeah, I laughed all over that.
There was such a great ending to the feud too. That was literally like built around dick hits.
Yeah, and I thought that was like, why would you base an entire feud built around dick? And I'm going to shut up at this very sentence because that's what I'm doing right now.
What, dicking?
An entire feud based on dick hits.
Dicking around.
Oh God.
All right, hour. We're at an hour.
God damn, I knew it.
Impact.
It never happens.
Impact. Impact
What happened?
Honestly, I was gonna say we can skip Impact because we did the they had their go home show before we could actually like we record on Wednesdays. Their last show before Slammiversary was that following Friday, so everything kind of was resolved at Slammiversary for the most part. Let me get to my page here. So the only thing really of note is that Trey Miguel lost the triple threat match, so he was not in the tag team match, but he ended up in a there was an X Division open challenge type thing, and then the North won the Impact Tag Team Championships at one of the other shows before this match, before Friday, that a live event. So the tag team match, which was supposed to be Rascals versus LAX, turned into a triple threat because the North were the actual champions. Excuse me, I'm dying. Slammiversary. So Slammiversary was Sunday night, and we went to Hunter's for the game thing. And by the time I got back, I just was I was beat. I had to do laundry, so I didn't have a whole lot of I ended up not watching it live.
Mm-hmm.
But really, really good show. There's one thing coming out of Slammiversary that I want to point out that really bugs me, and it's just how over the top all of the Impact wrestlers are on social media talking about how it's the best pay-per-view of the year. This has been the best pay-per-view of the year. Nothing could even come close.
You feel like it's corporate.
And it feels really, it doesn't feel organic.
Right.
There were some really great things coming out of Slammiversary. I will never not give Impact the credit that it deserves.
Yeah.
But this just felt kind of ham-fisted. Of make sure, by the way, you talk about how much you love working here and that this was the best show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's sketchy. But so Willie Mack won a 4-way against Jake Chris, TJP, and Trey Miguel. On Impact 2, TJP beat Ace Austin again. So I don't know what's going on there. It's weird.
Okay.
The North retained the tag team titles. That match didn't go as long as I would have hoped it to, as much as I would have wanted it to. But and this could potentially be LAX's final appearance in Impact now that they are free agents. Eddie Edwards defeated Killer Kross in the First Blood match. Killer Kross, you need to look up what he looked like, not after the match, but for his entrance and stuff, because he went full priestish, antichrist, creepy, awesome dude.
I like that.
It looked awesome. Moose defeated Rob Van Dam, which I believe was the correct choice, because it would have been easy to give, the feel-good RVD victory. But Moose, I think this is kind of like this could be the start of, again, him totally rebuilding him as someone truly legitimate. Taya Valkyrie retained the Impact Championship or the Impact Knockouts Championship, against Jessica Havoc, Rosemary, and Su Yung. It was supposed to be Su Yung was supposed to do whatever it was in her power to get Havoc the championship, because that was Mitchell's order.
Yeah.
But then everything broke apart. It was awesome. There was some really, really gross stuff in that as well. But again, not a death match. It was a Monsters Ball match. I don't know if I'm allowed to call it a death match.
It was a Monsters Ball match.
But it was a Monsters Ball match.
Your number one thing is just call it what they call it.
Y'all ever see how big Brian Cage is?
Yeah.
He's a machine.
Jesus.
You ever see him do a suicide dive and land on his feet?
Jesus.
Because he did that. Rich Swann retained the X Division Championship against Johnny Impact. And again,
I need you to look at this real quick.
What potentially could be Impact's last match with Impact.
That's a man's man. Y'all hear that? What is that dripping noise?
That's a weird. That's a weird sentence to say. Impact's last match with Impact. And then I thought this was going to be the main event, but I think it was the same days when they announced that it wasn't going to be. Brian Cage retained against Michael Elgin because a masked man appeared,
built like a brick shit house,
speared Elgin.
Didn't they call it something different though?
No, I'm pretty sure they distinctly called it a spear.
Oh,
because that's the only name of that's the name of the move.
Yeah.
There's only one person who also does that in a very distinct way, who has a very distinct body shape, that hits that move, and then you call it something different. It was Rhino. Rhino appears in a mask, but the announcers had to act like they had no idea who it was.
Because Rhino's still under WWE contract.
No, he's not at all.
I'm pretty sure he still has
They granted his release.
Oh, they did?
So
yeah, a long time ago.
The way you were building that up, it really felt like you were going to tell me they were portraying it as it was Goldberg.
No.
Because you kept talking about the body and
no, it's the gore.
Spear.
It's the gore.
Yeah, but you never said gore. You said spear.
Yes, because there's only one person who they call it something different when he hits it.
Oh, see, I thought you were implying
and it's someone with a very unique body shape.
See, I thought you were implying that the spear was so synonymous with Goldberg, which it is.
Rhino was released months ago because they gave him the option of re-signing and he said no because they literally wanted to sign him to just sit him at home.
Also, there's no way in hell Rhino would show up on
an Impact pay-per-view while under WWE contract.
Dalton, I know
that might be the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Dalton, I know tonight's been off for you. I know it hasn't been a good night, but let's step back. Just step back from
it doesn't say
go to the roster page. Go to WWE's roster page and find Rhino. Spoiler alert, maybe check the alumni section.
No, because what I was hearing is that he turned down a contract, but I never heard that he was released.
No, he didn't re-sign.
But his contract is up on the 17th of July.
No.
Okay. I literally just read a report saying that.
Well, that's cool, but no.
Was it The Onion?
Because it was kayfabe. No, it was kayfabe news.
Eat shit, Allie.
Because there's no way they could put him on television on a pay-per-view. Even if they don't acknowledge who it is.
Okay. Dalton might be right.
There's no way.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Rhino later revealed that he decided to leave WWE once his contract expires on July 17th. It is July 10th.
When was that article published?
This is Wikipedia, and it's talking about his departure in 2019.
Click on the site of that Wikipedia is citing.
All right, I'm going. Oh my God, there's so many.
This one was published 2 months ago.
It should have a number on it.
Oh, okay.
If you go to that line at the end of it, there should be a number, and you can click on that.
Ringside News talking about how he's still under contract until the 17th.
What time? When was it posted?
This one was posted this week.
Okay.
Because that's the whole thing. That's why I said.
All right. So this is what it says. This was his decision, even though WWE offered him more than double his current downside guarantee.
Right, because they just wanted him to sit at home.
He declined the offer because he was not being used by the promotion and wanted to wrestle more often. Rhino would later show up at an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view in a mask on July 7th. Reports indicate that WWE did not have a significant issue with him doing this, and he would not be punished for it.
I mean, if they were cool with it and he got clearance from him, more power to him.
That's insane.
But that's
true.
Yeah, that is fucking bonkers.
And that's because from PW Insider.
Especially with WWE and how they treated Luke Harper, asking for his release. What the hell? Because the only reason they gave him that double contract was because they wanted to just keep him at home so other people couldn't use him.
It could be one of those Rhino literally had nothing that they could hold over, though. I don't think he's been injured the entire time he's been in WWE.
And it could have been a respect thing of just like, hey, you've done so much for so long.
Maybe.
Your
and it's
contract
also
has gone in a week.
And it's super important to note that this was not for AEW.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, but
and WWE
still
doesn't have like a healthy relationship with Impact.
But they're not AEW.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Or somebody I'm willing to tolerate.
Isn't Don Callis with not like with AEW, but doesn't he work with them?
Nope, only New Japan and
New Japan. That's okay. That's where I got crossed.
Strange bedfellows.
Holy shit! Then
yeah,
like holy shit.
Strange bedfellows.
I'm happy I was right for one time this show.
Shit.
Hey, you're welcome.
Honestly, I am too, because that's a better fucking story. Yeah. Dear Lord, that is insane.
Now all of a sudden Rhino showing up in a mask is like,
until all of a sudden, like next week, Impact shuts down because WWE's like suing them for everything.
Just owns them now. Vince shows up on television.
Who did that? Who showed up on a show? Who lied about? It was Impact. No, it was Impact and ROH. Kenny King.
Yeah.
Didn't Kenny? Oh no, it was Hernandez. I'm thinking of Hernandez and Lucha Underground.
Well, Kenny King also fucked over.
Kenny King also fucked over ROH, but Hernandez fucked over Lucha Underground. No, he fucked over Impact because he was still under contract.
Still with Lucha Underground.
He was still under contract with Lucha Underground. Appeared on Impact, and Lucha Underground was like, "Hey, our contracts are kind of bullshit."
Yeah.
So
I remember that. Yeah.
I say fucked over. I didn't mean that. I don't think he did it intentionally.
Yeah,
Kenny King definitely did.
Kenny King did that shit.
Kenny King made a decision. But no, I think Hernandez was just like, oh no, like, and
I'm good to go.
And LU was like, no, our contracts work a certain way.
And if you think that's wrong, you tell Hernandez. He big.
He will chop the soul out of you.
Ask Hollis.
And then the main event of Slammiversary was the Sami Callihan Tessa Blanchard intergender match, which I think is the first time an intergender match has main evented a major company pay-per-view, which I think is why they made that last minute change, is so they could get that. Now if WWE eventually tries to go at something, like they can say that no.
And Tessa Blanchard won, right?
No, Sami Callihan won, but he offered he gave her because she also came to the ring with a bat, and he offered her bat back as like a sign of respect.
Well, that's cool, I guess.
It was a great match.
And it only because like WWE, you mentioned WWE, and now I could see that happening with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins and all that. I also,
oh god, they're going to do a storyline where they break up.
Probably, but
oh god, Baron Corbin is going to be the Universal Champion.
Yep.
To get to that match.
Or Becky versus Seth unifying the men's and women's championship.
That wasn't what I was getting to.
Oh god, aren't you happy then? Instead of us interrupting with the point you were going to make,
I was going to say Seth Rollins has hands down what's going to be the dumbest wrestling shirt of the year.
The man's man.
That is a fucking abomination of a shirt.
Although I like that meme, the man's man, and then a picture of
the
man's man.
Yeah.
The real man's man.
But like that, I saw that shirt and I was like, it's really good when you have to use Becky Lynch to get Rollins over.
I mean, I don't think they're doing it. I think they're just finding every conceivable way to cash in on that relationship. Again, it's did you know dating?
But how many wrestlers are going to ask him to ask Becky to give him his balls back if he's wearing a shirt that says the man's man?
Yeah.
I'm surprised Corbin hasn't already. Hey, what's
next Universal Champion?
What's on Saturday? A whole lot, including Evolve's something show, 10th anniversary show, which will be on the WWE Network. First time of WWE Network is streaming a live event of a not WWE show, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Wow, why are they doing that? That's really cool.
Well, there's something else happening on Saturday. We'll get to that in a second. This show looks awesome. Like legit, I'm super excited for it. I told you earlier tonight, and I told you guys last night, there's a very solid chance that my setup on Saturday is going to be network on the TV, because my TV actually has the WWE app, and WWE Nap, aka Monday Night Raw.
Oh! Why did it look? Never mind.
But like Bleacher Report, I can't. I had a Chromecast and I can't find it, so I can't stream because I have a Google phone, and they're like, "Hey, you can only stream. You can only stream to Google Chromecast, guys, or a Google TV."
We're getting too excited. We're getting too excited.
So I'm gonna have
dial it back.
I'm gonna have Evolve on my on my TV, and then I'm gonna put my laptop on my coffee table and have Bleacher Report there.
Put Mario Brothers in the background.
I mean, that's handheld.
Pro tip, because it's how I watch New Japan on my Xbox. If you go into the web browser, it's a little clunky.
I hate it.
Okay, I mean that was just.
I hate it.
I've had to do that before.
I have too, and I hate it.
Yeah, it was
to the point
about the
to the point where it'll be easier just to put it on my laptop, and then I can do.
Okay, no,
I can do picture in picture, and then pay attention to the one that I care more about, and then go back and rewatch the replay of whatever I didn't watch.
I'm just gonna watch Evolve after the fact.
It's gonna be awesome.
Watch either of them.
Josh Briggs versus Anthony Green with Brandy Lauren. Fatal 4-Way match.
This is Evolve, by the way.
Yeah, this is the Evolve card. This is actually one of the reasons that I want to stream it and support them on this, because Kurt Stallion, Sean Maluda, Stephen Wolf versus Harlem Bravado.
We've seen Stephen Wolf and
Kurt Stallion at Glory. Those are Glory Pro guys.
Yeah, we've seen them multiple times.
Yeah, and they are awesome.
Yeah, Kurt Stallion's like, whenever he gets signed to NXT, we hope that they give him the world.
I don't know how to say this. Babatunde.
Yeah.
Against Colby Carino.
Mm-hmm.
Shotzi Blackheart, who I love.
I like Shotzi Blackheart.
She's awesome.
She's pretty cool.
Against
and that name.
Brandy Lauren. Anthony Henry versus Arturo Ruas. Catch point reunion match. Matt Riddle versus Drew Gulak.
That's gonna be fun.
That could be that's the match I think that's the match I'm most looking forward to. Like
all weekend.
Potentially. Definitely of the Evolve show. But potentially. Matt Riddle versus Drew Gulak. Eddie Kingston and Joe Gacy versus AR Fox and Leon Ruff with Isla and the Skulk. Mm-hmm. That's for the Evolve Tag Team Championships.
That's going to be fun.
The Evolve Champion versus the WWN Championship. Winner take all. Austin Theory versus JD Drake. And then the NXT Championship match, Adam Cole versus Akira Tozawa. Which I don't think that's as, like... I don't think that's a given that Cole retains, with the rumors that apparently they want Cole on the main roster.
Yeah, and Tozawa's somebody that you can put
against
put in the ring
anybody.
With yeah, and
like
it's just...
literally anybody. But that same night, that very evening, AEW has a show, totally unrelated. Fight for the Fallen. This is their
who announced their show first?
Okay.
It was AEW, by the way.
No, well, I don't know when Evolve announced that date, like when they were running the show.
Oh, yeah.
AEW announced that they were streaming their show well before WWE announced that they were going to stream Evolve, though.
Yeah.
But Fight for the Fallen, this is the benefit show with all of the proceeds going to victims of gun violence, which is super cool. Also a super cool card just announced today: Sonny Kiss versus Peter Avalon. I'm not gonna lie, between what I'm sure Cornette will say and also after the stuff with Leva Bates at Fyter Fest.
Yeah.
I'm not like, you have me act. This is like WWE level of please don't.
Yeah, I get that. No, I understand that. Like, it's their weird
because the librarian thing is just not landing for me, and
with anybody,
seemingly.
Nope.
I like aspects of it.
Yeah, Leva Bates.
Well, no, because Peter Avalon is also entertaining.
He's cool, but like,
yeah, like it could be better.
Touched you.
If I have to watch
she touched you.
Yeah.
If I have to watch a librarian match, I would rather see Leva Bates.
Yeah.
Or watch the librarian, with Noah Wiley. There was a show on TNT.
Okay. Brandy Rhodes versus Allie. So this is Brandy's first match with AEW
told me about this
so
one.
far.
Like I said, I have to keep my secrets.
Not the same person.
Bullshit. You ever seen him in the same room?
Son of a bitch. She was very much in Missouri whenever we were in New Orleans, right?
Allie?
Yeah.
Well, there was a couple days where she was gone. She had to go to her parents and stay the night. I don't know what that was about.
In Cape?
Well, she said Cape, but I didn't see her car anywhere.
I hate it because you're just doing the face to corroborate his stupid bullshit.
No, that's the I want to get out of here and go eat face.
Oh.
Like, I know that face.
Oh, fair enough.
Hey,
so yeah, Allie versus...
because I'm doing the thing that gets us out of here.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Dalton.
SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus the Lucha Brothers. Because that's the other one that really has me. There's this in the other tag team match that I'm like, oh, this might be the one of the weekend. 6-man tag match: Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela versus MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Sean Spears. Adam Page versus Kip Sabian. Kenny Omega versus, I always say it wrong, Shima, I think.
Yeah, Shima.
And then this is the other one that I think has the potential to be really, really good. I mean, all of them are going to be really good, but this is the one I'm probably most excited for. Cody and Dustin Rhodes versus the Young Bucks.
When is the Bucks facing Private Party?
All Out?
I mean, that could be right. I just don't know for sure. Because for some reason, I switched them in my head. I thought the Rhodes Brothers versus Bucks was having it all out.
No, that's it, this one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
well, that still is exciting.
All Out, I think that might be when they're against Private Party, maybe.
Or maybe it was just I was so excited that they signed him to an immediate contract that I thought they were facing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, Hog Wrestling. That's where they're facing each other at their last indie date.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I was like, I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're talking about.
My brain finally kicked back in. No, I'm excited for that show. Like, Fyter Fest was kind of, it was
hit and miss.
Yeah. Okay, so like, I loved Fyter Fest, but there was hit and miss. It wasn't like Double or Nothing where it was like pretty much the entire show I was in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for this one. This will be the one that I'm watching live, and then I'll go back and watch Evolve.
Yeah,
because it's also one of those, like, the WWE Network will be fine no matter what. I need BR Live to know that I'm watching this,
right? Which is what, but like I said, I'm going to be watching both. But this is genuinely like these are two cards that like there are things that I want to see more of than like there's some things on the Evolve card I'm really looking forward to, and there's things on the Evolve card that I don't really care about. Like, I will watch it because like I'm sure it'll be good, but it's not something I'm super excited for.
Yeah.
Same thing with AEW this time, where there's things that I really want to see, and then there's other stuff that I was like, eh.
Yeah.
So, but either way, Saturday's going to be a huge day for wrestling.
And then Sunday's Extreme Rules.
Yes. I forgot about that literally already. I forgot about it. I didn't know it until Monday.
I can't tell you any of the matches.
Let's go over the card real quick.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay, go run through it because I don't have it pulled up. Because again, I already forgot it was this Sunday.
Yep.
All right, so Extreme Rules this Sunday, July 14th on WWE Network. And I have it pulled up now. I was stalling. All right, so we got the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder defending against the Usos, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso for the Tag Team Championship. Do you think the Usos will retain? Do you think the Usos will win?
Not yet.
But
probably. I feel like this is the one. I feel like this is the run they're actually going to let the Revival do something in.
God, I hope so. They're getting a little bit more respect. Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley in the last man standing match could be really good.
This is going to be a train wreck in the potentially the best possible way.
It could go either way. That's what I hate about this match. Is it could be a great train wreck or a terrible one.
I'm glad his spleen is all healed up.
Ricochet versus AJ Styles, which will be a fantastic match. That one I'm very much looking forward to. Although they've wrestled before, this is what their third match together, but this was on the Big Show.
It's also like full heel AJ, which it's one of those things like,
and no commercial breaks.
Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy WWE just for that reason.
They won't have to restart it.
Aleister Black versus Cesaro. Antonio Cesaro.
Nope, just Cesaro.
He's been gone for a while.
Yeah, Antonio's been gone for.
But if you're gonna have an Aleister Black, it should be versus an Antonio Cesaro, or otherwise it's gonna be Aleister versus Cesaro or Black versus Cesaro.
Probably Aleister.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna just call him Black.
That was the thing. I think it was Simon Miller tweeted, so like someone on Reddit posted like, "Who will Black fight at the pay-per-view?" or something like that. And Miller like just took that screen, and I think he even added like probably Hogan. It's like, dear Lord.
Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, or is it just Rowan?
No, it's just Rowan.
Okay,
it is just it's just Rowan
versus the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods. Versus Heavy Machinery, Otis and Tucker.
Yep.
I love that you didn't say Big E Langston. You were already doubling down on.
I was actually about to say no. It's just E.
I was hoping you would say. I was hoping you were going to try Otis's last name.
Big Woods. What is Otis's last name?
Dozovic. That was also a fun moment on SmackDown of Xavier Woods. It's like you say a lot of words, but you don't say anything. And then you took orders from Bray. Then you took orders from Harper. Then you took orders from Daniel. Who's your daddy? We can't keep up with who your daddy is. Like,
was that also the show? Did the Big E say something about when I was told I was going to be in a
three-way on Sunday? This is not. And then,
sir.
And then his face after that GIF that I sent in the group chat, it was that split-second face of what? Like, I don't understand.
What did I say wrong?
Yeah.
Sir.
Protect Big E.
Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese.
Singles match for the this is the rematch for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Could also be super incredible.
Will be super incredible.
Yeah. Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. If Nikki and Alexa win, they'll be co-champs.
Mm-hmm. This could be. I'm interested. I'm nervous.
Because you know where it's going to go. Of that, they miscommunication. This is what starts their feud, and then Bayley will probably go on to feud with, I would imagine, Sasha Banks at some point because the rumor mill is spinning.
She's in Japan right now.
Rumor mill spinning. She's coming back
with
soon.
Miko Satomura.
Yeah, know him. Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe.
He knows.
For the WWE Championship. Could also be good or a disaster piece.
It'll be good. It's just that thing of like, I just don't believe it's Joe. It's the Joe thing. You've made me kind of stop caring about Joe.
Yeah, he's a great wrecking ball until he fights.
Until he loses and then he just lost the U.S. Championship again, and it's.
Wow, I just realized it. Who did he even lose it to again?
Ricochet.
Ooh.
Because he got it handed to him by Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Which Rey's back now.
Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McIntyre. Sure. And who cares of the night?
Yep.
No holds barred tag team match. The only thing that's going to be held is Undertaker clutching his chest because of the heart's attack. And then
his cardio seems fine.
Better than mine. Then Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus the new champions Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans in a winner takes all mixed tag team Extreme Rules match. So if Baron Corbin pins Rollins, both of he and Evans become champion. If Evans pins Becky, same deal.
So it's an Extreme Rules match, right?
Yes.
All right, so that means fair game. You can hit whoever you want, right?
Nope.
Well, no.
See,
like, we'll see.
See, and that's why, and that's why we don't call things death matches.
So I pitched you my idea about like the best case scenario of Rollins retains, and then we get the Balor Club stuff again. Let me pitch you the worst case scenario now. Not only does Corbin win, not only do they win, like Corbin and Evans win.
Lacey gets the pin.
You know what? I'll give you that, but that wasn't even part of it.
Okay.
Lacey beats Becky somehow.
Oh, can I tell you how real quick?
Corbin is the Universal Champion until Brock Lesnar's music comes out, and he immediately cashes in on Corbin.
And then triple threat at SummerSlam.
And then Lesnar's the Universal Champ again.
By the way, if you're wondering, well, how is Becky going to lose to Lacey Evans? What's going to happen is ref distraction, Seth distraction. Corbin hits Lynch. Corbin's going to lay Lynch out.
He's going to hit the end of days on her.
Yeah, and then they're going to get the pin, and it's going to be all dirty. And then that could even start drama between Seth and Becky down the line.
Oh, because they're going for it.
So you're welcome, everybody.
Didn't they make a shirt
free.
I don't like
for Y2AJ?
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, remember
the man's man.
Remember the big Cass and Enzo pops that came out?
Oh yeah.
That they broke up, and then Funko sent out a thing that was like, "So don't forget
this.
to buy our
This is
pack.
awkward.
Walgreens exclusive."
Speaking of Enzo, we're out of time.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh, you have to go read the internet. All right.
The person who showed up at Survivor Series and got kicked out for causing a scene called someone else a clout chaser.
At a Blink-182 and Lil Wayne concert. Somebody, like, on one of the pages I'm on saw that headline and they were like, there's not a single unfunny word in this article or headline.
I think my favorite one was like Enzo post video about his fight with Joey Janela. It was posted in the whitest headline of the month or something like that. Whitest headline ever. Mm-hmm. Either way, we're not going to talk about it. We talked about it more than I thought we were going to. All right, that's the end of the show. We're going to get out of here. Asa, hit us with those Papa links.
Facebook.com/Podzilla1985, Twitter.com/Podzilla1985, and Patreon.com/Podzilla1985.
Wow, is that it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Subscribe to us on whatever platform you don't use.
Spotify.
Yeah.
All right.
We're on Spotify.
Thank you guys. We're going to see you tomorrow for After Dark, where we'll be talking about Disney conspiracy theories. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I need to find the one because there's one that I can't remember exactly how it goes, but I'll send it to you.
Okay. Otherwise, good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Later.